but because I could not face to go in owner's room, I could not face to see that house. I can't. That's the only reason I didn't want to go up there, but I wanted Sergio to keep coming over here, you know, coming and see. But then he never called. He said he did, but I don't remember that he called. I don't think he called. Because, you know, I called him by accident a couple of times when I called the Garcias. Then I talked to him, and he told me, well, I'm alone. You know, I got so much to do, I never had time to do anything else. And that was it. And I still don't know it. He told me, don't worry, Lucina. Let's forget about it, you know. I don't want to even worry about it or talk about it.
You mean now? Well, there's no reason to.
But I should like to know. Because we never had a word.
You may never know, so.
We never had a word. Never. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What caused you the most concern in your life?
Such as what?
In life, what concerns you the most? What things worried you?
Worry me? Oh, well, if I think about it, what really was worrying me is when I left Italy that I'm never going to see my family again. That's the worst nightmare that I went through then. For the first year, I mean, you know, that's why he was such a small baby. He was so little. You were only 5 pounds. You know, that's why I didn't show or anything. And I just kept crying and I wouldn't eat. And I had to eat in order for you to grow. Otherwise, you could have died and I could have died. So my concern was that I would never see my folks again, my family. My family was very important to me. We were very, very poor then, but we were very, very close. Very close. Even Nona, though that he never worked, hardly ever, but Nona supported us. She really sacrificed her life for all of us. That woman was a saint, and believe me. You can think anything you say, every word she said or she got angry about. I think she was always in the right because that woman suffered. She worked like a mule, like an animal, like a horse. She worked for us. She took bread out of her mouth to give it to me and Sergio. And my father, our father. She really did. She did it. She did without so many things. Poor Lord. But Lord, the Lord was good to her at the last years. You know, He gave her a lot. He gave her a house that she never had in Italy. The houses we lived in, you know, was the grandparents and aunts were living there too, you know. I mean, you can never call it your own. They were always around. But she had her own house like she wanted it. She had a good job. She had money to spend. She had a good insurance and a good retirement. When she retired, she had a good money coming in, you know. And then when she sold the house, she went to live with Sergio, you know. And because she wanted to be near Sergio because Sergio and Armanda got divorced. So was no more Armanda. So might as well be mother, you know. And she always wanted to be close to Sergio anyway. So I think that's enough of it. I don't want to cry.
Okay. After you lost the popcorn stand, how did you make a living? What happened after
Well,
that?
for a while then, I didn't have a job, no nothing. And one day John Swan came over and he says, come on, Lucy, he says, I have an appointment over at this nightclub. Remember over there?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I'm going to meet a friend over there for some advertising for the credit union, because he was working for the credit union at that time. He was in Bixville at that time, okay? And we went over there, and I liked the nightclub. And I had a couple $1,000 in the bank. Your father was in Washington, D.C. at the time, you know. He was working over at the Soldiers Home. And so I went with John in a nightclub, and I said, gee, I said, and I met his friend and his wife, they were there. And I said, you know, John, I said, I'm going to buy this club. He said, you crazy. I said, watch me. I just didn't know. So I went and asked the girl at the bar. I said, who owns this place? And she said, Mr. Kevin, Frank Kevin. I said, is there any way that I could get in touch with him? Well, she says, he's not around, but the manager is around. And she says, I tell you what, she says, call, and I make an appointment with you, with the manager. If you call me later, she gave me the phone number to call and ask for him, for the manager, which became my manager later, that I fired, remember that? He stole my money and my gun, and I mean, all my money was gambling away over there, Jerry's place. Anyway, so 2 nights later, I made the appointment, and I went over there. I was scared to death to go in the club by myself, but I went by 8 o'clock, 7:30 or 8 at night. And I met with this young man, and he told me that the manager, you know, he was assistant manager. He was not there, but he says he knows what he wants. Maybe he can get with you tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and his bookkeeper, Tom Hall, remember? And I said, good. I said, call me at home, I said, and I'll meet with him, you know. I will meet with him. So the next 2 days, I waited, and he called me, and Frank Kevin and Tom Hall were at the club, and they called me, and I went over there, and I met with him, and he says, I want $10,000 for the club. I said, well, tell me what you sell me. He said, well, the liquor that I have, and he says, tables and chairs and whatever it was in the building, okay? But not the building, because the building belonged to the lessor, okay? Mr. Gonzalez, remember Tony Gonzalez?
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, well, if we can switch this through, I said, how much dollars do you want? He says, how much do you have? I said, I can give you $1,500 right now. That time in 67, 68, that year it was, that was a lot of money.
No, this was 63, 64.
Yeah, well, that was right after that.
That was before I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, well, you know when I got it.
Yeah.
And
Well, before my junior year in high school, yeah. I was, what, 15 or 16? Must have been.
when I got the club, then you were about 18
No, Mother.
or 17.
It was before my junior year in high school.
Then I took it